What is going on, guys? Today, I'm going to be talking about chapter 966 of One Piece. And I know it's been like an entire week since that chapter came out. Actually, more like 5 days based on all the weird stuff that happened recently. But regardless, I'm going to be talking about that today. The reason it's taken so long is because I was on vacation and now I'm back, so I'm able to do this. It is a little weird since the spoilers for 967 are currently out, so it could be out at any minute, really, maybe within the next few hours or so. So probably gonna expect another video for tomorrow, chapter 967 review, but that's not out yet. So let's just get right into this. It was actually a really good chapter, so I was a little bit disappointed that I couldn't do a review on time, but I am here now. Something cool, we find out that Oden, we can basically confirm at this point that Oden is not really on the Yonko level, right? I mean, I said in the past, I didn't think he was. His clash with Whitebeard, I did not consider that to make him as strong as Whitebeard at all. I just said that it was possible, I suppose. But now we see that he goes up against Roger, and Roger absolutely destroys him. And then when Roger and Whitebeard actually clash, Oden is just amazed. He's like, what power? This is so crazy, which it was. Because, interestingly enough, when they do this, I'm not exactly sure what was happening here, but what I think we saw was both of them using armament hockey as well as Conqueror's hockey. Definitely there was Conqueror's hockey involved there, but I think that based on everything we're learning about advanced armament, that when they tried to attack each other, their weapons actually stopped before making contact because their advanced armament hockey going out hit before their weapons did, right? So I think that is what happened. That seems to be what they're describing, and it makes sense based on everything we are learning in Wano, which is really cool because that's not something we've seen so far, and I would imagine that really high-level battles are like this a lot. Didn't really seem like that with the little glimpse of Kaidover's Big Mom that we saw, but those shots, the perspectives were kind of strange. So, and maybe that's not what you're always intending. They were rushing at each other, going for their first shots, full power. That's what they wanted to do. So that either way, regardless of however it works, it was super cool to see. So really excited for that. Roger versus Whitebeard, that's super exciting. Very happy about that. Buggy and Shanks, here's something interesting that happened. When they, point out Blackbeard and Blackbeard saying, are those two apprentices? And Marco goes, yeah, they've been around for a while. They seem kind of scrappy, basically. But their attitudes are quite impressive. Now, okay, whatever that means. So now here's what I find interesting about this. Let's say that Buggy is out of the picture, okay? We know everything about Shanks. We know he's a Yonko. He's extremely powerful. He has very strong Conqueror's hockey. This is us getting a glimpse to his past before he was super powerful. In a regular show, in a regular series like this, if we saw something like this, a flashback to a super powerful character's past, and they were saying something like that, he doesn't seem that powerful right now, although he has an impressive attitude. Imagine this was just Shanks that we're talking about. I'd be like, yeah, that's right. Of course he does, because he's going to end up being super powerful. Right, it makes sense. We've seen it a million times before. Now, what's so interesting to me is the fact that Buggy is just included in this. There's no distinction between the two. They don't go, yeah, the red-haired one seems to have a really impressive spirit. No, they both do. Now, so again, I've talked in multiple videos about how strange Buggy is, how powerful he potentially could be. It's weird because he's one of the first antagonists in the series and is pretty easily defeated by Luffy and gang. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. So it's like, what's really going on here? Is he actually a super powerful character? I don't know. But if you do believe that he is, and it's just all been a meme up until this point, then I think this is some evidence for that. I don't think it's super concrete or anything, but it is something. It's interesting to me that there was no distinction made between Shanks and Buggy. I did notice that. I thought that was cool. Then moving on, we get the Blackbeard not sleeping thing. Okay, this is new information. I don't know exactly what it means. We've heard Marco say stuff like his body is not normal. Don't know exactly what that's implying. Obviously, it's related to the fact that he has at least 2 devil fruits. So, okay. But now he doesn't sleep either, so his body doesn't require sleep. Whatever that means. They say he's a monster. Maybe he's not human. I don't know. I believe he's human, but there's something going on there for sure. Again, it kind of sounds like Cerberus a little bit. Not the best theory ever, but it's not the worst one either, and it's definitely possible. I think that kind of does have a little bit of evidence for that. It also does kind of relate to early on when Blackbeard is basically first introduced, and when Luffy and Zoro are walking away from him, and Nami says, who was that guy? They correct her saying it's at least guys, as in it's plural for sure. There's like more than one person there. What that meant, I still don't know. But, with his body being weird and him not having to sleep, it's definitely all related. It's definitely some kind of explanation as to why he has multiple devil fruits. So, cool stuff, getting a little bit more on him. Probably, I feel like that's not over. I feel like we're not done with the Whitebeard Pirates. We're going to learn a little bit more about Blackbeard before this whole flashback is all over. I don't know exactly how, since we're with Roger, but I guess we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. It'll be cool either way. Something else that was mentioned, Roadstar. Apparently the final island in the Grand Line, where all the islands lead to, which Roger made it to with his whole crew. So, okay, we find out that is the final island, and it's not Raftel. Okay, sounds good. But my question here is, and I would be a little disappointed in this, but it does seem possible that final island would have the final road poneglyph on it. Because, first of all, it's at the end, so I would imagine that something significant would happen. And the final poneglyph the final road poneglyph is in a location that nobody knows about except for the Roger Pirates. And he claims that he is the only person to have made it that far. So it would be lame to me if that's where it was. I've liked this idea that's in like some secret location they're going to have to figure out. But, if it's just at the end, it's a little bit lame. But it makes sense. So I think there's a really good chance, especially considering the name of the island is Roadstar. Don't know what star is, but road poneglyph, it makes sense that that's where it would be. So there's a good chance of that. It might be more of a linear path to the finale of finding Raftel and whatnot. So I guess we'll just have to see on that one, but that does seem pretty likely to me at this point. And lastly, a super cool thing at the end, they go to the Sky Island. They go to Skypiea, specifically, of course, and they have Oden write on the poneglyph what we've seen in the past was written from Roger. I thought that was super cool. Just that I realize now, like, going back, if I would reread Skypiea, it'd be like, oh my god, Oden is the one that wrote that. That's amazing because Oden is awesome. And I just thought it was Roger. This also is interesting information because up until this point, I had thought that what this meant was that when you have mastered the voice of all things and whatnot, if you can use it very well, you can obviously you can read certain languages. We did know that. We know that Roger's been able to do that for a while. But I kind of just figured based on the Sky Island thing that you could also you were basically fluent in the language. You could write in it then. I of course thought that Roger wrote on that poneglyph. Now we know it's Oden. And even Roger went out of his way to say, "Oh, I can translate this, but I can't write it." So that is cool information. The voice of all things is a little bit less overpowered than I had originally thought, which is cool. I like that Oden played a part in it, and now we know that people who are really good with the voice of all things can't actually write in the languages. They can just read it or hear the language, however it exactly works. I don't know. I don't have the voice of all things, believe it or not. I know that might be surprising. You might think I'm a super main character, but I'm actually not. So, yeah, cool information on that. That pretty much wrapped up the chapter. Really good chapter. I was super excited with the clashes and whatnot. The 3-day battle between the two greatest crews ever. I mean, not technically, really. Probably the Rocks crew is the best. But still, it was super exciting to watch the gift exchange, Oden leaving, all this great stuff. I'm super excited. I'm really excited for this next chapter, which should be coming out really goddamn soon since the spoilers came out last night. So, yeah, look forward to that. Probably going to be up like tomorrow or something, assuming the chapter's out by then. So, yeah, get excited. That's pretty much it, boys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment letting me know what you thought about this chapter. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys have an excellent rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.